Professor who made remarks about the Republican Party that some found inappropriate and offensive has been removed from all of his fall writing classes.
But students of William Penn were back in class today, and Joe Khalil was at MSU talking to some of them.
That's right. He joins us now live. And Joe, what was it like for them being in class today without their prof?
Well, Jane, we were here today as those students came back for the first time since this incident happened to this lecture hall. It was me and a few other media outlets right outside those doors, and the TAs of that class actually locked us out. They wouldn't let us go in the hall. They said this was more or less a private session for them to explain to the students for just about 10 minutes or so where their semester was now and that Professor Penn won't be teaching the rest of the course. Luckily, we did speak to some of those students on their way out of the lecture hall, and I was really surprised at the responses we got. Some of them said yes, they were offended by the comments that Professor Penn made, but many students came out in support of him, saying, look, even though those comments were somewhat offensive and shocking, they say he's a good professor, and they're hoping that this temporary leave doesn't become a permanent one. Locked doors outside the lecture hall where just 2 days ago, MSU professor William Penn went on an anti-Republican rant that's since gone viral.
They're cheap. They don't want to pay taxes because they've already raped this country and gotten everything out of it they possibly could.
I was really outraged and disgusted at some of the things that he said.
Matt Joyner, communications director for the Michigan Federation of College Republicans, says Penn's comments violate the university's harassment policy, which includes singling out students based on their political beliefs.
This country still is full of closet racists. What do you think is going on in South Carolina and North Carolina? Republicans are not a majority in this country anymore. They're a bunch of dead white people or dying white people.
These remarks about rape, how white people have raped America, and how Republicans, are racist, and these comments I thought were just completely unnecessary in a classroom setting.
He used words that he probably shouldn't have used. I can see why people are angry about it.
Anthony Pinella was in Professor Penn's class during the episode. He says it was clear some students became uncomfortable with his remarks.
He went a little too far, I guess.
But not all Penn students took offense.
He told us at the beginning of class that he was going to be saying things that were controversial.
Libby McKenna admits she was shocked hearing Penn's rant, but says she's against MSU's decision to replace him.
I would like him to be brought back. And I think there's actually a lot of students in there that found him entertaining, even if he was inappropriate. He caught our attention, made us listen, so.
Again, this is a temporary leave of absence that the university is forcing on Professor Penn, but he is a tenured professor, so whether or not the university will make more permanent moves regarding Professor Penn, we will just have to wait and see. But for now, live in East Lansing, I'm Joe Khalil, 6 News.
All right, Joe, thank you.